He built his brand on saying what nobody else would dare to say, laughing at rappers, mocking prison sentences, calling out street culture with zero filter. But what happens when the person you've been talking about isn't behind a screen anymore, and their mother shows up in real life? Because that's exactly what happened to Charleston White. For months, Charleston had been going in on Pooh Shiesty, joking about his prison sentence, framing it like karma, like some kind of lesson being taught. And online, it worked. Clips spread fast, comment sections exploded. Supporters called him fearless, critics called him reckless. Either way, he stayed trending. But trending and standing in front of someone's mother are two very different things. Charleston's entire formula is built on boldness. He doesn't whisper his opinions, he shouts them. He laughs when others stay silent. He turns serious situations into viral moments. In the digital world, that confidence feels untouchable. When you control the mic, you control the room. And that's the illusion. Pooh Shiesty wasn't just some random rapper Charleston picked out of thin air. He came out of Memphis with a heavy presence. Back in Blood blew up nationally. Gucci Mane signed him to 1017. Within a year, he was sitting near the top of the charts. Then came the federal case, the sentence. 63 months, headlines everywhere. That's when Charleston leaned in. Instead of sympathy, he joked. Instead of restraint, he laughed. He framed prison as a humbling experience. Said the system would fix him. For some viewers, it sounded like tough love. For others, it felt like celebrating a young man's downfall while he couldn't respond. And here's what made it more complicated. Memphis isn't just a city. It's layered. Names carry weight there. Families carry weight. Pooh Shiesty's father has a reputation in the local scene. That lineage matters. So when you're speaking on someone from that environment, you're not just speaking on an individual, you're speaking on the network connected to them. Online, that distinction doesn't always feel real. Everything blends into content, but in real life, it's different. Charleston admitted that he unexpectedly ran into Pooh Shiesty's mother. No cameras, no live stream audience, no comment section cheering him on, just real presence. She introduced herself calmly, directly, told him she didn't like what he'd been saying about her son. And suddenly the energy shifted. The same voice that laughed online didn't laugh in that moment. The same confidence didn't feel as loud. Charleston later admitted he felt intimidated. He even said he ran. That's not something he normally says. This is a man known for doubling down when challenged, but this time he recalculated. You could hear it in the way he told the story afterward. He tried to keep humor in it, but the edge wasn't the same. It sounded thinner, more careful. And he made one thing clear. He wouldn't speak on Pooh Shiesty the same way again. That's not a small change. Because Charleston's brand is built on never backing down. He's built an audience off confrontation. When critics come for him online, he usually gets louder. When backlash hits, he leans into it. But after that encounter, silence, and silence speaks. What changed wasn't just fear, it was proximity. The internet creates distance. It makes it easy to critique someone like they're a character in a show. Arrests turn into memes, sentences turn into punchlines, lives turn into content. But when the mother of the person you've been mocking stands in front of you, the distance collapses. Behind every headline is a family. Behind every prison sentence is a parent who still loves their child. And when you laugh at that sentence, it doesn't feel like commentary to them. It feels personal. That's the line Charleston walked up to, and possibly crossed. There's also something else at play here. Charleston often critiques street culture from a position of, I learned my lesson. He presents himself as someone trying to redirect young men. But tone matters. Delivery matters. Laughing at someone while they're down doesn't land like mentorship. It lands like humiliation. And humiliation hits differently in places like Memphis. Family loyalty there isn't optional. Reputation isn't digital. It's lived. When someone feels like you're disrespecting their bloodline, it doesn't stay in comment sections. It moves into real life. What's interesting is that there were no viral fight clips, no dramatic public threats, no chaos, just presence. And sometimes presence is louder than shouting. The message didn't need to be aggressive, it just needed to be direct. After that run-in, Charleston shifted. He admitted he wouldn't mention Pooh Shiesty again. For someone whose platform thrives on saying what others won't, choosing silence is significant. So was that growth, or was it self-preservation? That's the debate. Some people say he finally recognized a boundary, that he realized there's a difference between critiquing behavior and celebrating someone's downfall. Others believe he only pulls back when consequences feel real. That online bravery fades when offline pressure enters the room. And that raises a bigger question about internet culture in general. We've entered an era where attention feels like power. If you trend, you win. If you go viral, you dominate. But there's another kind of power that doesn't trend. It's quieter. It's rooted in loyalty and history. It doesn't need views to exist. When those two forms of power collide, the internet usually blinks first. Charleston didn't lose his platform. He didn't disappear, but he adjusted. And that adjustment proves something important. Words travel, especially when you build your brand on saying them loudly. The internet rewards shock value. Real life rewards respect. That moment between Charleston and Pooh Shiesty's mother wasn't just a viral anecdote. It was a collision between performance and reality, between commentary and consequence, between digital distance and physical presence. You can debate music, you can debate culture, you can even debate choices. But once it feels like you're enjoying someone's struggle, people will react. And that's the part social media forgets. It's easy to be fearless behind a screen, easy to laugh, easy to go viral. But when the people you're talking about show up in real life, the tone changes fast. So now the question is bigger than just Charleston White. Did he learn something permanent? Or is this just temporary damage control until the next viral target? And more importantly, in a world where everything becomes content, where exactly should the line be? Drop your thoughts below.